Imagine having everything, the throne, power, a palace, and leaving it all behind for a man. Today we're talking about the Flame Emperor's first daughter, also known as Yan Dinyu. She was beautiful, clever, a quick learner, and excited to try everything new. The Flame Emperor also had a disciple, the Rain Master Chu Songzi, who often took a herbal medicine called the Water Pearl, which made him immortal and able to fly up and down freely. Yan Dinyu felt grateful admiration and a growing crush for Songzi's ability and followed at his side, observing carefully and even acquiring the basics of flying so that together, the two flew from tree to tree as easily as two birds. They were a beautiful couple, a budding relationship as sweet as springtime dew. One day, Songzi was talking with the Flame Emperor and said, "The affairs of mankind are a complicated mess, more bitter than sweet. Why should we so long after it? It would be better to come with me to heaven and live in freedom and happiness." The emperor gazed at the people of the tribe before him and replied, "If we all transcend this world of toil and fly to the heavens, who will support the peoples of the world?" He pointed at some huts in the distance and said, "I would hope to live and be among them forever." Songzi was deeply moved by the emperor's words and realized that he was in no mind to become an immortal. If he left forever, what would he say to Yan Dinyu? But he was still committed to seeing what was on the other side. At a typical ceremony to pray for rain, he ordered that a large bonfire be lighted, and when it was over, he bowed deeply to the emperor, leaped into the flames, and slowly ascended to heaven in the billowing smoke. The onlookers stood astounded at this sudden occurrence, and Yan Dinyu, who was in the crowd, pushed them aside and said, "Take me with you." In the heavens, Songzi heard her cries and hesitated, knowing that the emperor had not wished for this at all. Then, without looking back, he gradually vanished into the dark blue of the sky. After he died, Yan Dinyu fell into a state of deep depression. She could not bear the thought of leaving her beloved parents, but there was never a moment where she didn't think about Songzi. In the shadowless vastness and among the lonely clouds, Songzi would often think of Yan Dinyu by his side and the final look that she gave him as he ascended. Yan Dinyu ran to the mountains, found a tree, and built a nest in it. Sometimes she would change into a white magpie and fly home, circling over her parents' house once or twice. And sometimes she changed into the girl that she had once been, pacing backwards and forwards endlessly. The emperor was deeply troubled by his daughter, so one day he visited the mulberry tree to urge his daughter to come home. She immediately changed herself into a white magpie, looking at her father sadly without saying a word. The Flame Emperor grieved, and in order to induce his daughter to return home, he set the tree on fire. The flames leapt upwards, Yan Dinyu flapped her wings, and in an instant, she turned into a beautiful goddess with glimmering robes. And, like Songzi, she floated upwards on the smoke to the edge of heaven. In the skies, Yan Dinyu found Songzi, and the two immortals became companions living in carefree joy. Moral of the story is, men are always going to think about themselves first. Don't give up everything for a man who wouldn't even look back at you twice.